Over the years, I've worked with a lot of athletes, and that started early on in my career. In fact, even while I was in chiropractic school, we had a big athletic program, and they did a lot of training where we could actually help work with the student athletes and help them facilitate. So over the years, again, I've continued to work, and again, with Austin being a very active community, we have a lot of weekend warriors. We've got people that love to do triathlons, runners, tennis, just all the full gamut of all the sports that we see here in Austin. And you know, it makes me think of one client in particular, Jennifer, and she came in to see us probably about 10 to 12 years ago. And she came in with a myriad of problems, and you know, one of them was her knees. She was actually dealing with some knee issues that had stemmed from early in her high school years, but also in college. She actually played a lot of ball sports and had some knee issues as a result of that. She'd actually torn her ACL on both of her knees. She'd had them scoped, she'd had repaired, torn meniscus. And you know, as we assessed her and kind of looked at overall what was going on, we could definitely see that she was dealing with some issues posturally of how that was impacting her. So again, this was impacting her, and she still was wanting to be a very active person in her mid-30s and doing things like she was running 5Ks and playing golf and playing tennis. And just doing all the things that she wanted to do, being active with her dogs, getting out on a lake, and you know, all the things that we love to do in Austin, and we have such a great environment and community to do those things in. Again, this was impacting her in a lot of different ways and impeding her lifestyle of what she wanted to do. So she came in, we checked her out and to see what was going on. You know, as we looked at her posturally, we could see that her head and neck were off, we could see that her shoulders were off, her hips, and then also translating into her legs and hips, looking out of proportion. And as a result of that, her hips were off, creating unnecessary pressure on her knees. And so again, what we did was a very thorough examination, detailed examination, x-rays, assessing what's going on, and started working, taking her through a whole protocol. Now again, this was years ago. Fast forward where we are now, you know, she's still doing well. And again, now what we've done is, as she's, you know, aged, and as we all have, you know, we see that we continue to need to work on some of these areas, because again, whenever we have a chink in the armor, as I call it, you know, or that area of instability, it's something that you always need to stay on top of and stay abreast with. So, you know, she's continued to work with us, and you know, most recently we've implemented other technology into the office that we've really worked on. Now, it was a really cunning and interesting statement that she mentioned to me about a month ago, when she said, you know, she goes, she was doing some things and working in her garage, and she goes, you know, Doc, she goes, I know that things are getting better because, and I said, how is that, Jennifer? And she says, well, she goes, I'm squatting down and I'm picking up all these boxes and moving stuff around. And she says, my knee that has always been my most problematic. Now, mind you, she's got two bad knees, but one that was really more troublesome. And she says, my bad knee actually feels better than my good knee. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Now, again, she'd been doing some other technology in her office. She'd been using the EMTT shockwave, which had made some major transformations for her. And we'd really made some big differences in how her life was. And again, she's just super grateful to be able to come in here on a consistent basis to get her regular checkups and just stay abreast and be on the front side of things rather than having to be reactive to the situation. So, hey, I'm Dr. Sweeney, and I've been practicing this little-known technique called the NUCA method here in Austin, Texas for over 20 years. Now, the unique thing about the NUCA method is it's a very unique chiropractic technique where we do not do any twisting, popping, or cracking. And it's very unique in that we do a unique assessment with taking 3 precise x-rays of the head and neck region to see what's going on in your head and your neck, how your body may be breaking down into a state of distortion, and how it can be affecting your entire spine all the way down to your hips, knees, and all the way down to your feet. So it's, again, very unique in those manners. We do very thorough examination. We take a detailed history, have a good understanding of what's going on with each individual as they come in here, because each person is totally different. And, you know, each person coming in also has different goals and expectations. And, you know, I call it baggage that they bring in, you know, from past injuries, traumas in their life of how they're wanting to live and how they want to live into the future. And that's where we come in and actually helping to facilitate bringing you from where you are now into a different outcome. So we recently have published some videos and some stuff on some of my great knee exercises. So maybe you've been struggling with some knee issues. Maybe you're working with a physical therapist. Maybe you're doing some home exercises. Maybe you're working out at CrossFit or just at the local gym, and you need some answers or some solutions of some things that you can do at home. So if you're looking for some stuff, check out our Instagram page. Now we have some videos down here where you can check out and look at some exercises. There's about 5 or 7 out there that I give that are really great for assessing your knee and helping to open that knee up. Now the big thing that I see typically with knee issues is it's typically a hip quad issue as well as a pelvis issue. So you need to really work on making sure that your hips, pelvis, and your quads are loose. Now again, we're going to have asymmetry or tight quads or tight hips if our spine and our head and neck are off, because they're just all part of the whole system and the whole kinetic chain. So if you've tried some of these exercises or you're wanting further help and you want some different solutions, you're welcome to call us. We'd be happy to have a conversation with us. You can reach out to our office for a free consultation. We set up a phone call, and I'd be glad to talk with you, find out a little bit about what's going on with you, and then how we may be able to help you. So until we speak, farewell, be well, and be grateful.